Well, fires continue to devastate much of LA. The horror unfolding is apocalyptic. It's absolutely terrifying. Right now, the only thing that matters is the safety of all those there and saving as many homes as possible. But when the time comes to determine exactly how this disaster unfolded and the contributing factors to the severity of it, I'd urge all those who have even a modicum of power at any level, in any field, to take very serious note. If you are responsible for keeping people safe, if that is your job, now this might seem far-fetched and out there, probably a little left of centre, but just keep people safe. Nothing else matters. And if it does, you are not doing your job. If you run a firefighting department, be the best you can be at preventing fires and putting them out. That is it. In your particular field, feelings do not save lives. If you run the FBI, be the best you can be at preventing and solving crimes, keeping the people you are charged with protecting safe. That's it. In your particular field, feelings do not save lives. If you run a police force, run a police force. That's it. Your focus should be nowhere else. If it is, you are not doing your job, period. A military. In the current context and geopolitical environment, this is a body that matters almost more than any other, particularly if you are America, yes, looking at you and you lead the free world. The rest of us, we need you desperately. Despite the fact we don't, I know, always pull our own weight. Suspect that might change soon though, and rightly so. But if you run a defence force and you are focused on anything other than being as lethal as you can be, you are not doing your job. Now, where have I heard that before? That's right. Trump's pick for Secretary of Defence, Pete Hegseth, who in the past has called for any top military brass involved in any of the, and I quote, DEI woke beep to be fired. Of course, the likes of Elizabeth Warren this week in, well, what is awful timing to be honest, sent a 33-page letter to Hegseth referring to these comments and attempting, badly, to expose them as, well, evil, it would seem. She says purging top military leadership based on their political views would represent a direct threat, yes, a direct threat to the norms and institutions that uphold the Defence Department and civil military relations. Miss Warren, where do I start? Buying into BS like DEI at the expense of real people's lives is not a political view. It is a gross dereliction of duty and, really, to put it simply, it's dumb. A direct threat, you say? I reckon if we seriously want to focus on threats, a military that can't fight wars but handles the feelings of a handful of its members really, really well is a far greater threat to America and the rest of us than a renewed focus from a veteran on its core role. And by the way, that is not warmongering. The bigger and badder your military is, the far less likely your enemy is to take it on. It's science. In other words, strength equals peace. And just for those who need this a little louder, maybe, you know the types at the back, whilst we are looking at the meanings of things, DEI has never, ever meant diversity, equity and inclusion. It has always just been a weapon of the far left, and instead of achieving any of the purported desired outcomes, it has only managed to do the complete opposite. It is damaging and divisive. Here's an idea, and again, far-fetched, probably extreme. Treat everyone with respect, no matter what they look like, who they pray to, where they come from, or who they love. Promote based on merit, and have the best person for a job do that job. There you go. I solved it for you. So as people lose their lives and their homes, please, the rest of the world, take comfort in the following. The fact a fish no one has heard of is safe. The mayor of the place burning down is too, because she was on an overseas junket. There won't be a wastage of water because the fire hydrants, they don't work. And that California is a state who prides itself on being the leader of the fight against air pollution. I kid you not. How's that working out? So as your brave men and women on the front line are risking their lives with less resources than they need and deserve because, you know, budget cuts and other stuff mattered more, spare a thought for the governor. Keep him in your prayers because his feelings have been hurt. Not by the devastation, it would seem, but by President-elect Trump. And if that right there is not the greatest single example of how utterly flawed this whole situation is, then I don't know what is. Stay safe. I normally hate the thoughts and prayers that gets thrown out at times like this, but given the people running the joint, that might be just all you have.